what type of usage do we have with the rest of the fields for the throwing events? Do you have any space available for the throwing events?
Once again, that's a scheduling deal that you're gonna have to make with your softball.
But I mean, assuming we could do the scheduling, do we have space that we would actually be able to do those 3 events without ripping up?
I don't know exactly what the CIAC ruling is as far as what their requirements are on those particular events, whether they need a sandy landing pad for certain things, or if they'll accept, full turf, natural grass turf, and I would have to check with the AD. I can't answer that question.
That's something administrative. I mean, we used to throw on that other field.
Yeah.
That's where it always was. Well, back in the Stone Age.
The old days, huh?
We threw rocks.
But that's an AD question, and you would have to answer it.
Has the issue been resolved with the retaining wall?
I didn't hear the question.
She asked if there was an issue with the retaining wall out there.
Whether or not there's going to be an issue with it in spring, I'm not sure. I know there was a few stones that had cracked, whether naturally or from frost or whatever. But,
Ken, may I address that?
No, not yet. Let me let him finish. 1 second.
Oh,
Go ahead, Dave. Go ahead.
so whether or not there's going to be an issue with it, I don't know. I'm sure that hopefully they'll be able to correct any problems that I can't even hardly see the wall now, so I don't know what the outcome is, of if there's any frost heave, if there's anything wrong with it right now. I couldn't tell you. I know once again there was a little bit of settling. There was cracks there at the beginning, and then whether or not it's gotten any worse or if it's just normal settling, I can't answer that question until I see it in spring.
Do you have any additional information? Sorry.
Absolutely. The only issue that has ever been with that retaining wall is, if you're familiar with the fence that sits along the top of it, the very first post was drilled into the top of the wall. It did not enter into the second block. So when you leaned on the fence, that block would shimmy and wobble. There is no heaving, there's no cracking, there's no failure of the wall of any kind. That's a fallacy. I don't know where it came from. The track is 100% painted, it's striped, it's ready to go. It's ready to be performed on today if it was 60 degrees out. It's been run on already. It's fine. All the throwing areas are done. They're ready. The grass is popped. Assumably the snow will melt, the grass will continue to pop. The facility is 100% complete, except a little bit of regrading and seeding.
How do we know this when it's covered with snow?
We knew it before it was snowing.
Because the grass was up before the snow came out, guys. It's that simple.
And the javelin will be
I was
thrown
given
out.
last night by a turf committee member at a meeting for the Varsity Alumni Club, who told me that area wouldn't be ready until summer.
That's not true.
I can only go by what he
Well,
told me.
I'm the co-chair.
That says she
I
was
haven't been-
practicing on it.
Right.
We had practice on it every day.
Right.
What's
We
that?
have a temporary.
On the throwing area?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes.
Fiona.
Fiona, we do have it.
With their shop.
I'm happy to answer any questions from anybody on anything, but nobody ever asks us anything. There's just stories going around of this
We have
not
a
being done.
representative that brings us the information, we ask the questions to him, he brings it back to you. I was
Okay,
simply
well, we have-
reacting to,
Let me just say, we have a meeting tomorrow night at 6 o'clock at Town Hall. If anybody wants to come down and ask us anything at all, we're happy to do that. But I'm telling you right now, other than a punch list, your usual 30-item punch list, that place is done. Now, listen, does the grass need to grow more? Absolutely. Is there going to be some mud when the snow melts? Absolutely. There's no doubt about it.
Before the field happened.
Yeah, we would have had mud regardless, right. But the throwing events, the track, it's all done.
Oh, yeah.
It's all seeded. The grass actually is up. It came up.
And then it snowed.
And then it snowed, and now it's covered.
And the javelin won't be thrown on the turf anyway. The javelin would be thrown out in the outfield of the baseball field. So that's not a conversation to begin with, and we didn't touch that field. That grass has been there, and, you know, it's not something that had anything to do with our project.
And Ken, the invitational meet that you guys are discussing, and I wasn't at that meeting last night, it happens a month after the start of the track season.
Right.
Torrington's already gonna have, you know, I don't know, 4 or 5 track meets before the invitational meet. So, I'm not sure what the problem is. I don't know.
Has that decision been made?
Yes.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Has the athletic director, is he doing the track meets here?
Yes, it's been scheduled.
Oh, yeah, his schedule's made.
It's already scheduled.
Yeah, his schedule's made. I mean,
No, we're talking about our track.
yes.
Yes, they're all
The Torrington
scheduled.
High School meet. Yeah, Torrington High School
Yes,
meets are
it is.
scheduled already.
That track meet's scheduled for May 2nd at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And it's on the
No,
scene.
no, he's talking about the
We're
high school
talking
meet.
about
Oh, she
regular-
said that
Yeah.
track meet.
No,
No.
our,
Yeah.
No, yeah, no,
Yeah.
yeah. Just to give you an idea, my soccer schedule comes out in the next month for fall. So the track meets are definitely scheduled.
Well, we know they're scheduled. Our question to the administration was, with the throwing area over there, well, I was told last night it was going to be built in the spring and it wouldn't have a stand of grass until the summer. And so the question to the administration was, if that area doesn't have a suitable stand of grass, are they gonna split the events and have part of it away and part of it home?
No, I don't
Or would they
think-
move
no.
away?
No, I don't think you could do that, really. I
Well,
mean,
that's their decision, actually. They have to talk to their AD and.
yeah,
decide how they're
absolutely. I
gonna
mean,
do the events.
I don't know, I can't imagine why you would have an away track meet when you have a beautiful facility. We have the best facility
In the
right
league.
here in the league. The throwing areas are done, Ken, for sure, 100%,
I
other than
understand.
grass.
Like I said,
Other than
I
grass.
went off the information I was given last night.
Yeah, they're
And I
done.
was shocked when I heard that.
No, the grass did come up in the fall. It was a nice little green, kind of like my hair, a little thin, but it's there, you know? It's gonna get
I
thicker.
didn't want to say that. I'm glad you brought it.
But,
so how come we can't get a permanent CO?
Punch this head.
Punch list.
Right.
yeah.
And it isn't a CO that you get, it's just the sign off that we accept it, it's completed. We've accepted it as substantially completed, but won't let the contractors off the hook until it is completed.
And a lot of that list has been done. You know, we need a latch on the front gate to hold the gate open, so people can exit without having to keep opening it. You know, there's some touch-up paint that needs to be done on fencing. There's some trim that we weren't satisfied with in the press box. You know, it's really, there's nothing substantial on there at all. But again, my cell phone, my email, if anybody at all has a question, I'm happy to answer them. I'd rather you guys ask than we continue this, you know, speculative type of stuff. The place is done, it's nice, it's something that we should be proud of, all of us.
Well,
You guys, us guys.
To be clear, we are proud of it. It wasn't speculative. One of your board members said that to the superintendent and I last night. It was not, you know, we're not rumor mongering here,
No,
trying to find
okay.
something.
I wasn't there,
It
so I don't know
was a face-to-face
what was said.
conversation, and that's what he said. So we have to react off the information we have. So we're asking, based on that intel last night, of the superintendent and the building level administrators, if they have looked at our schedule, and if that area is too soggy or doesn't have enough grass that it's not worth disturbing it, do we have another throwing area here, or do we look at moving those events away? That was the
Yeah, and
topic
that's-
of the conversation, and your committee for the May 2nd event has actually asked me to have the building level see if there's an alternate throwing area, because they're concerned about that as well, whether we'll have a mature enough stand of grass there to be trampled on in an invitational, or to let that grass grow and throw somewhere else, be it out in the softball field, baseball field, wherever. So those
yeah,
are the
that-
conversations we're in right now.
That's something that needs to be discussed. You can't really throw a shot put off of just flat grass, you know what I mean? You could throw the javelin wherever you want to throw it. That one you could do. What else is there? The discus with the netting around it, that would be a safety issue. You'd have to throw that. And, you know, the only place there's grass and the only people will walk is from event to event. You understand what I'm saying? So if you're walking from the shot put to the discus, you're going to have to cross, like, you know, some virgin grass. And will it be muddy? It might be. Could we put down some of those rubber mats that we bought? I suppose we might be able to, you know?
But that's no different than the mud that you would have got 2 years
No.
ago when the grass wasn't there
No,
either, so.
No, I mean, I think every place, it's safe to say
Right.
every place will be muddy.
But I did hear you say somebody did chat, they were shooting,
Well, we did for practice, and just
Right.
not anything.
so it is being used already.
Oh, you used it last fall?
No, we used it this year. Yeah, so, no, season just ended, so like this winter.
Before the snow.
Kind
Kind. Brave the snow.
They're warriors.
That's how you become a national champ.
Yeah. Those are snowballs.
That's for the indoor season?
Yeah, because coach just had us go out, like when it was nice, because, you know, like there's, nice.
Well, thank you. You can run if you want. You got it. All right. Executive session to discuss non-bargaining unit contracts. Can I get a motion to go into executive session? Jeremy, you got Jeremy Beach and Dan Beach. And invite the superintendent in? Oh, all those in favor?